going on, chess friends? It's Rafi here. In today's video, I'm playing a game. We started off the game with the King's Indian defense, and I'm playing the black pieces against Juan Binet, and here we have this position with h3. So now I can play e5, and he takes, I take, or I can play knight to c6 as well as a potential move here. So if e5, he takes, I take, we get trades, everything. Eventually, I think this line will be fine for me to play e5 here. So striking in the center, it takes. There's this knight takes here idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and play e5. Plays d5, and then now, I think typically people play a5 here. The idea is to play knight a6, knight c5, and really solidify this knight here and just start attacking these squares here in the center. So it plays bishop to g5, okay. So play queen d2 maybe, trade off the bishops or something. I can play knight to a6 first and knight to c5 next. Plays bishop to e2. I might propose a question to his bishop now with h6 first. I still have prospects of bringing my knights into good squares on these squares here. I'm thinking about g5 maybe, but I don't know if it's too early. He could possibly castle on the queen side and start an attack on me, so that's what I'm scared of, really. I think first I can get my knight into c5 first. And if he castles, I might consider g5 then, that position. Queen e8 comes to mind, but then he has knight b5 stuff hitting c7. Queen e8 would get out of the pin from the bishop. But if he castles on this side, then I am probably okay to play a move like g5. But if he doesn't castle, say he plays queen d2, then if I play g5, probably do this, and then he start attacking me on the king side and castle on the queen side. That's really what I'm more worried he might go for. So that's why I don't want to go ahead and commit to this g5 just yet. So now that he castles, I can probably consider g5 now in this position. It might not be such a bad move now, honestly. In fact, after g5, e4 is hanging, in fact, right here. You might sacrifice. If he does that, then couldn't I just grab the pawn on the e4 square here? I believe I could. So now if he takes, I take back and I'm hitting the bishop, and if he doesn't take, I take on c3, then I play knight e4, hitting the bishop and the pawn on c3. What will he want to do now? He may, okay, so he took, so I take. Now, if he does that, then I'm going to take this guy out and really botcher his pieces here on this side of the board. Thinking about f5. I feel like f5 is probably safe to play now. e4 is a threat. And he can't really safely stop this e4 threat at all. Then once e4 comes into picture, the bishop becomes super powerful also. After e4, maybe like queen e7, you know, could play maybe. He preemptively moves his knight out of the way, but now e4 might be strong regardless. Followed by maybe queen e8, hitting this diagonal, keeping that protected. Queen g6 maybe, coming soon. Perhaps I can grab the b pawn and be a little greedy while I'm at it. It's probably a safe idea for me to bring this piece back and put it on the e5 square, hitting the g pawn. If he has to play a move like g4, I mean, he's really in a lot of trouble. f4 comes in and his knight's completely out of the picture. Trying to think of where I need to put my queen. Maybe like here, maybe here, I don't know. Which diagonal would my queen be best placed is the question. To get this rook into the game. Honestly, my queen is not bad. You know, it's not the most terribly placed piece in this game, but I do need to figure out how to get this rook into the game and start a kingside attack. Queenside is pretty quiet right now, so I don't think we need to worry about it. Maybe I'll play b6 and just solidify this queenside completely. Stop this c5 ideas, and then just start shifting all my pieces over to the kingside. That's probably the way to go here. I do have to worry about if g4 then f4, this becomes kind of a weakness. So I do need to watch out for that. And if I push these pawns and all these on the dark squares, then light squares could potentially become a weakness one day. Although I have sufficient defenses with queen here and bishop here, and I don't think he should be able to do much, but you know, I still have to be careful, of course, as to not allow something like that to happen. But perhaps after this g4, yeah, something like maybe queen f6, queen g6. I mean, he can try to attack this, but I mean, I've got probably pretty good defenses against it. He protects it with queen b3. That's an interesting idea. Could give a check, push his king back to the h1 square, but that doesn't really help me much. But instead, let's go ahead and improve this position a little bit more. Let's go ahead and get this pawn to safety first. There's really not much of a rush here. I don't need to rush anything. c5 is, you know, was kind of the thing that he was trying to do here, so I just kind of stopped that idea. It's probably his goal is to line up the queen and the rook on this diagonal and push for c5 ideas, try to get some counterplay going, but I just simply stopped that with that move. Now I could play queen f6 probably, hitting this d4 square, threatening to play d4. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of that move. Develops the queen and threaten with threat of just pinning the queen to the king. So he'll have to probably go back to b3, I would imagine. Oh, that's an interesting move. Could I not play here and then he takes here with check? Oh yeah, it's not gonna be good. That was actually a really nice move. That was a great move, actually. Wow. Definitely did not see that coming. I guess queen to g6 is probably forced at this point, and he'll take my bishop on the e5 square. Yep, there goes my beautiful bishop for this ugly knight. So that's what I get for being too hasty with that move, you know? Play that a little too quickly without giving it too much thought. But hopefully, you know, we have some good advantage here. I mean, we've got 2 pawns advantage. So I just want to be able to, you know, slowly build some sort of attack from there. I'm trying to think of the best way to bring my pieces into the game now. Perhaps I could start with bishop to d7, and then slowly start bringing the rooks into the game. I don't want to move the bishop into this diagonal to hit the c4 pawn. I mean, that's something that I considered, maybe like trying to go after this pawn, but I mean, he can sufficiently defend that, and you know, just really not a whole lot going on. I might actually try to offer him a trade here. Just need to make sure that I'm not falling for any kind of tricks or anything. I definitely like the idea of the bishop on the g6 square a little bit more. Just gives a little bit more support to these pawns here. But then I have to worry about this diagonal here, so that's another problem. But really, the thing is that can he really utilize this diagonal to his advantage, though, is the question. I don't know. One thing I can do is improve the position of my king a little bit. I mean, the king is really not my best placed piece right now on the g6 square, so the king is used now to guard some of these squares here around here. And the bishop still continues to eye both diagonals, keeping my opponent's bishop out of there. Yeah, I think I can let him take here. Could play f4. No, this becomes kind of a weakness. Maybe I need to play back here to give it some protection. Could potentially go for this move now, actually. I just realized. Yep, he can definitely play that now. Oh, gosh. I'm getting myself into some muddy waters now at this point, for sure. No doubt about it. Queen g6, he takes a take. We trade a bunch of pieces off. Yeah, he's definitely creating some serious counterplay at me now. No doubt. I messed up a little bit in this position. Not good. Bishop is not at all well placed here. Interesting. Now what if I take with the queen? He trades and he takes here. Stay with a pawn. Yeah, definitely went wrong here. No doubt about that. Definitely went wrong. So now this pawn is hanging here. Hmm. Queen takes here. Ooh, wow. He played kind of a stronger move even, actually. Goodness. My pieces are so uncoordinated right now, that's the thing. Total uncoordination of pieces here is what you're seeing. Let's go ahead and do this move, actually, because I want to be able to pin his bishop. Yeah, wow. Definitely very misplayed by me. There's no doubt about that. Extremely misplayed. Extremely misplayed position, for sure. We went from a totally winning position to now I don't know anymore. What's going on here? Oh wow, there's checks now coming in this diagonal also. Dang, that's not good at all. Shoot. My gosh. This is so scary looking. I don't even know if I'm even winning. I'm actually maybe losing with my king being so unsafe. Can I use this millisecond he just gave me to attack the rook? Oh, he can just check me and then take the bishop next turn. Ooh, that's not going to be good for me. Let's take here. And then I have a check coming up now. But he can also check me. Check here. Rook blocks. Gosh, what did I get myself into? I'm actually worse now because I can't protect g5. Ah, how did this happen? I gotta give this check, I think. If he plays king h2, he's lost. Like, I know that because I'm bringing my rook in. He has to play rook here, then I'm bringing my queen back again to protect the g5 pawn. Might be a draw. Or maybe I can play here. Oh no, his queen is coming in with check. Devastation. Probably the best place to put the queen. I haven't calculated all the possible checks. Yeah, starting with that one. I'm not sure what is happening right now anymore. Gosh, taking on c7 now. Oh, goodness. Now our rook is at least in the game, so maybe something will come of this. Uh-oh. Check. King goes to h2. He's threatening a checkmate here. Oh my lord. I don't think I have any choice. I think I'm lost. I think this is it. I don't believe I have any idea, any way to stop this mate. This is forced. Oh my gosh. Dang. Oh my goodness. It's forced checkmate. Ah. It's mate in one. I cannot stop it. Nothing I can do to stop the checkmate. Unfortunate loss for us. Very unfortunate. Such a winning game. To go from winning to drawing to losing, it's just very unfortunate. Probably one of the worst games I've played this month. Man, just got completely obliterated. Well, let's look at it and see what we can get here. So let's let the computer analyze for a little bit, and then let's go over this game. All right. So yeah, just man, unfortunate, very unfortunate loss here. Just total, just allowing this counterplay and just not calculating properly. You know. All right, let's look at it from the beginning. So d4, knight f6, c4, g6, all mainline, king's Indian, in the fianchetto, bishop fianchetto on the king side, stopping the e5 move with d6, plays the h3 line, and here e5 is the main move. He pushes all the way to d5 right away. Now here I went with the a5 variation, so the idea is to just, take away this b4 square so that I can play knight here, and he won't be able to push it away with this b4. So he plays bishop to g5, just pinning my knight. And then I put my knight on a6, plays bishop to e2, and then I played h6, just immediately attacking the bishop and asking him where he wants to go. And then I was waiting for him to castle, so I went ahead and improved my knight position in that time. Knight c5. And he castled, and this is where I played g5, just shutting out the bishop and winning the pawn. This castling was a mistake. Here I'm just completely winning, totally winning position. Gosh, to go from this even worse now that he allows me to play this. Should definitely move the bishop away. F5 now, just total domination of this position. Total domination. E4, oh gosh, look at this advantage, 3.0. Full minor piece advantage. Then I grabbed the pawn even on b2. 4.0 advantage. And I came back from this and I lost. Just unbelievable. It started with this queen f6. I just totally just played that so fast without even thinking about it. How could anyone possibly lose this position? I have no idea. Gosh. Bishop e8 was the mistake. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. King g7 is the first mistake. Okay, I see. Should have immediately started protecting the f5. Yep. Wow. Why didn't I just play g4 here? What was I thinking? Man. Could have just played g4. Instead I played this ridiculous move, queen f6. Still he's losing. Then I played another mistake, queen g6. Gosh. Just like that, my entire 4.0 advantage just completely diminished. I got destroyed from this point on. After this move, I got completely obliterated. Oh my goodness. Good advantage now for him. 5.0. Total reversal. God, 8.9 advantage. Almost perfect chess from here on, by the way. Which is the reason why I think I might report this game, because all of a sudden his play went from being so shaky to just so perfect. So that's kind of suspicious a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and report this game, to be honest with you guys. This just doesn't seem right to me. But in any case, yeah, just unfortunate game, honestly, just playing lots of yeah, just yeah, it just looks a little fishy. So I'm gonna go ahead and send that to the moderators here on the website just to have them look at it. just to make sure that he wasn't cheating and using computer near the end of that. So yeah, we'll see. We shall see what happens. But in any case, still not an excuse, of course, to lose the game. I mean, it is. If I was playing Stockfish, yeah, it probably is a excuse. But in any case, hopefully you guys enjoyed the game. Just just to go over it again real fast. I mean, the main thing really started going bad for me is here I was completely winning. Obviously he's losing a pawn instead of this castling. He should have just we played queen d2. Honestly, something like that maybe. Or sorry, knight d2, protecting this guy. But instead, he actually dropped a pawn, and then just the whole game should have been winning for me. But fortunately, just allowed so much counterplay just for no reason. Incredible amount of counterplay I allowed. Use those pawns such a good way to just tear this king side apart. And just we paid the price. Being careless and not really paying attention to the game. So hopefully you all enjoyed it and learned something new from it. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Rafi Chaudhary signing out.